How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So the markets had one heck of a day today. The S&P went up 0.7%. The Dow went up 0.4%. The NASDAQ 100 went up 1% as the Russell went down 1%. So we got to break it down, go over some charts. I want to break down some stocks as well. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, go down below, get your 2 stocks from Webull. All you have to do is use my link, deposit $100, and you get 2 stocks up to $1,600. And you could also, if you want, check out my Patreon if you want all my buys, sells, call outs in the stock market, and a bunch of other perks in real time. That's on Patreon, linked right down below. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So today, as you guys can see on SPY, which tracks the S&P 500, as most of you out there know at this point, we hit another all-time high. The all-time high was hit at $434.10. And if you guys remember, let's talk a little history and statistics right now. If you guys remember, back in March, I made a video prior to April talking about how April could be a great month in the stock market, historically speaking, and speaking on statistics, right? And we covered in that video how the 2 best months in the stock market, statistically speaking, historically speaking, are April, which it ended up being great. The month of April was great. We called that out. And you know the second best month? Well, the month we're in right now, July. And July is actually even better than April, historically speaking. And I'll probably make a video on this tomorrow covering the numbers behind all this stuff. And even though I've been calling for a pullback, which I'm still sticking to, guys. Even though I've been calling for that, the numbers don't lie that July tends to be the best month in the stock market. Now, does it need to be the best month every single year? No, guys. I mean, there's been months in the past where July hasn't been the best month. I mean, there's been months where July hasn't been great at all, right? But the fact is that the stats don't lie, but I'm still going to be sticking to my guns that the markets are overbought. And the technicals don't lie. The technicals don't lie. They are showing how overbought the markets really are. And for me, having cash on the sidelines and having a couple open positions right now, I feel like I'm in a position in general to kind of wait it out and play it out. And, wait it out and be patient, right? That's kind of what I'm doing right now with the markets being where they are. You guys can see the RSI on SPY is very close to 80. It's very overbought, right? QQQ, which tracks the NASDAQ 100. Don't even get me started, guys. This one is even more overbought. This also hit an all-time high today at $358.97. So even though statistics show, yeah, July is the best month in the markets, it doesn't mean that I'm just going to blindly go and throw money into the markets because, quite frankly, we're up from June 1st, guys. You know how much we're up on QQQ? From where we started in June to where we are now pretty much in the past month, we're up 6%. We're up 6% in the past month. And on SPY, we're up, let's take a look, probably not 6%, but probably about 2%, 3% if I were to guess. No, almost 4%. So we're up a ton. We're overbought. And I'm still sticking in my guns that we're going to pull back, whether it's in the middle of July, whether it's next week, I'm not sure. And by the way, guys, on Monday, the markets are closed, so keep that in mind. But overall, those are some thoughts. Those are some thoughts. And who knows, maybe we pull back a little bit. This could also happen. Listen, guys, we pull back into the middle of the month of July, get the pullback out of the way, and then maybe we rally aggressively to end July, and then net, we'd be green overall in the month of July. So maybe the stat still stands true. We'll see. I mean, nobody knows. No one obviously is a fortune teller here. Maybe you are in your head. Maybe you think you are, but you're probably crazy if you think that. But overall, I mean, those are some thoughts. I'd love to know yours down below in the comments. Make sure to smash the like button if you guys are enjoying the video so far. And let's break down some stocks because I'm going to continue breaking down stocks even though markets are overbought because I trade stocks, guys, right? I'm in and out of stocks. That's how I make a majority of my income. And yeah, it's a stock trading channel. So just because the market's overbought, it's not like, oh, the video's over. We're not talking about stocks anymore, because you can still make money in an overbought market. You very well could. And in terms of trading, and you can with investing as well, but it's a little bit harder finding deals out there. And I've definitely been having trouble doing that myself, quite honestly. I've been buying, I think the gold stocks are decent deals right now, but a lot of people don't like the gold stocks. They're not the sexiest stocks out there, but that's kind of what I've been looking at. But other than that, I haven't been finding many great deals out there. But let's just get into some of these stocks. Number one is CRM, Salesforce. We called this out a couple days ago, and today it finally broke out of the ascending triangle, right? The ascending triangle's playing out. You can see this ended up going up 1.3% today, up over $3.20 per share. And this is such a good sign, considering, and I don't know what happened to the downwards channel here. Let me redraw this. Let me pull up that yearly chart and draw this so you guys can see what I'm talking about, right? Notice how we've been breaking out of the downwards channel. We're seeing a golden cross, the 50s crossing above the 180 SMA here on the yearly chart. And if I pull up the 4-hour chart, notice how you can clearly see again the break above the channel. And now we're taking out the resistance of the ascending triangle, which is so important for the bulls here. You can see ever since the beginning towards the middle of June, we've been struggling at 245, 246, 247. Now we broke out of there. So at this point, CRM's in breakout territory. The next spot it is going to be going to, in my humble opinion, and this is all my opinion, guys, you must do your own research. The next spot I think it's going to is 251, 252, which was that resistance back in the middle of February. And from there, it's clear blue skies, guys. I feel like from that point, if it breaks 250, we're going to go well into the mid 250s, up to about 265, 270, which was the high from November to pretty much all of November, right? November, beginning of November, end of November. So I'm looking at CRM for a potential further breakout here. Apple is another one that we called out yesterday, and I've been calling it out on YouTube, on Patreon. This one has just been crushing it. And I take back what I said earlier. I said, well, I didn't necessarily say I wasn't buying many stocks, even though I haven't really been buying many stocks. I just said I haven't been seeing many deals out there, but Apple is one I did average in a little bit, and this is one of the stocks that I average in over time. It's one of those that I like to DCA into, dollar cost average, and the recent buy I put was at about 133.50 or something like that. Again, all you guys on Patreon, you get all my real-time buys and sells, whether it's my trading account, my long-term accounts, you get everything on there. And on that buy, I'm up about 4% right now, which is quite nice. And I'm looking at this as a trade now as well. Look what happened. We broke above 138, which was a sticking point not only in the end of April, but also from the end of 2020 and the end of December. So now I'm thinking we could fill the gap up to that all-time high. $145 per share was that all-time high. So look at this, guys. Look at this. There is an argument to be made that Apple is a bit overbought, so be mindful of that. But if we see some consolidation around 138, 137, 139, we consolidate there, for a couple of days, maybe we start to make a move upwards after that to fill the gap to 145. I think that is definitely possible, giving Apple about 3 to 5% more upside from where we are right now. So watch out for Apple. Upwork UPWK is another one that's quite interesting in my opinion. This one, I'm loving the fact that it's kind of been consolidating the past couple of days. This is a very good sign for a stock that was quite frankly on one heck of a run, for the past prior couple of days before the consolidation, right? You never want to see a stock just go up and away and get too overbought because that opens up more risk, right? The higher a stock goes, the quicker it goes up, the more risk is involved with that stock, right? So we saw Upwork go from 48 to 61 in the matter of a couple of days. So that was a 20% move. And over the past couple of days, we've been choppy around 56, 58. And notice how we're actually now holding $56. That was resistance in the beginning of March. We held that as a new support at a higher low, also above the 50 moving average, and we bounced off of that point today, going back into 58, and we're pretty much continuing the uptrend. That is what this is telling me. If I pull up the 20-day chart, it shows you exactly that. We're continuing the uptrend, we're moving higher, and I think, quite frankly, yes, sure, it could sell off. I could be wrong, but I feel like this could take the highs out from a couple of days ago at $61, and maybe even, dare I say, it goes up to $64.50, the all-time high. I think that's definitely in play right now, meaning there is about 6, 7, 8, 9% upside from here, of course, depending on where you end up entering the position. And again, as always, I'm not a financial advisor. Buy and sell at your own risk. I sure do. You should do as well. You should do that as well. No one's feeding me these plays. I'm not one of these YouTubers out there that is a poser and he steals plays from other people's Discord. That's not me, right? That's not me at all. I'm here doing this on my own, right? Getting these plays on my own, reading the charts on my own, and I expect you guys, sure, to look at me and see how I do it, but for you to do it on your own as well. That is the 100% thing you got to do. That's the way to go. You've heard the saying, teach a man how to fish, he fishes his whole life, or whatever. You know that saying, right? Or if you just feed him, it's not going to do any well or good for him or her over the next couple of years in his or her life, right? Or for their lifetime in general. So you always must do your own research. And Snap is another one that I'm looking at. SNAP. Look at this. Ascending triangle is forming, right? We've been seeing a lot of choppiness between $65, $68. Now we're starting to push up towards $69. And the ascending triangle is right here, right before our very own eyes, guys. And you can see we've been making higher lows since $60 from the middle of June. And we've been stuck at about 69, 68, like I said. And the way the ascending triangle will play out is, boom, we break out of 69, we break 70, and we fill the gap up to about $74, which was that high point back in February, I believe. Yeah, end of February is where Snap was at $73.59. So watch out for that move. I feel like if we get a strong Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, let's say we get a good couple of days in the tech stocks again, Snap could easily do that. And Snap was up 1.2% today, so pretty solid day. So we're going to be watching that. And MasterCard's another one I'm watching, MA. This one's currently down about $30 per share from its all-time high. In other words, it's down about 7%. And by the looks of it, guys, we're moving above the moving averages, but we're still stuck in this wedge. We're making higher lows, but at the same time, we're making lower highs. So I need to see MasterCard break out of here. And even better, break out of 380, which was that double top resistance from a couple of days ago. That was at the end of June. So if we take out, let's say 380, which is where I'm going to set my alert, $380 per share, this is where I believe MasterCard is going to be breaking out. Whether it goes to 390, 400, that's yet to be determined. But we called out Starbucks yesterday in the same pattern. Do you guys remember that? We called this out, wedge pattern, and today, boom, Starbucks took out the wedge, ripped up almost $2 per share. I feel like MasterCard will do exactly that, but we have to be patient for the break above 380, right? So set your alerts. And then Visa is another one which is not as oversold as MasterCard, and obviously Visa is MasterCard's biggest competitor. I mean, this is pretty much a duopoly, right, between Visa and MasterCard. And full disclosure, guys, out of all these stocks, I own, which ones do I own? I own Apple, I own MasterCard, I don't own Visa, and I own the last one we're going to talk about. So I own a lot of these, well, some of them. And MasterCard, I forget my average, but it's not it's not that low, to be honest. I was buying MasterCard within the last year. I feel like my average on MasterCard is probably in the lower 300s. I have to double check on that. But overall, I'm long on it. And Visa is one that I would go long, but I figured, I own one. It's like one or the other, right? I picked MasterCard because they have more growth. I want to invest in the company that has more growth, right? Visa's more of a dividend play, I'd say. I do believe off the top of my head, Visa, and by the way, Visa does have good growth as well, but not as good as MasterCard. And I believe Visa's dividend is bigger than MasterCard's, although I could be wrong because admittedly, I haven't really checked their dividend over the past couple of months. But from my faint memory here, I do believe Visa does pay a bigger dividend than MasterCard, even though both of them do pay a dividend. So yeah, Visa, it's looking good. We've been holding the uptrend for a couple weeks now, and well, it's been months, quite honestly. And at this point, if we take out 239, 240, this resistance point right here, we're forming a cut. Maybe we form a handle and break right out of there and go from 240 to 245, 250 towards the top of this channel. That's very possible in my opinion. So I'm going to put an alert at $240 per share when it comes down to Visa. Let's do that. $240. There we go. And the last one, which I own, is J&J. We also called this one out a couple days ago, or that might have been yesterday. And Visa ended up J&J rather ended up going up 1.8% today. And we're getting very close to the top of the ascending triangle resistance here at about 173, and you guys can see clearly we're holding an uptrend. We're ripping out of the moving averages. And I believe, although we are overbought, our size very hot. It's at 80 here on the 4-hour. I believe we will claw our way to 173, mid-170s, and we'll ultimately break out of here to complete that ascending triangle. So, yeah, guys, these are a bunch of plays I'm looking at. And be mindful of J&J. Again, it's pretty overbought, so maybe we pull back a bit before we rip higher, but I'm liking it regardless. So these are some plays: CRM, Apple, Upwork, Snapchat, MasterCard, Visa, and J&J. All of these, for the most part, are large caps. Upwork is the smallest company, probably out of all of them. I have to double check the market cap, but probably Upwork is the smallest. But overall, these are large companies. And if you guys didn't get the memo yet, I really only trade large cap companies at the end of the day. I'm not the penny stock guy. I never have been, although I did mess with penny stocks earlier in my trading career. And let's just say it's a coin flip, right? I made money, but I also lost a crap ton of money. So I don't mess with those anymore, but sometimes I do. It's really rare, but sometimes I do. But for the most part, it's large caps for me and mid caps. So hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you are notified every time that I do make a video. And make sure to check out my Patreon. If you guys want all my real-time buys, sells, call outs every single time I make a trade, whether it's options, trades in my trading account, long-term investments. I post everything on Patreon in real time. And if you guys sign up for my top tier, you get a morning update video every single trading day going over my game plan, stocks I'm looking at, breakout stocks, breaking news, my watch list every morning. All of that's on Patreon, link down below, or you guys can go to StasSurFest.com/Patreon. That's StasSurFest.com/Patreon. And don't forget to get your 2 stocks. They're free, literally. All you have to do is deposit $100, which you could then take out if you don't like Webull, and you get 2 stocks valued up to $1,600, and you could get $100 or $30 rather from M1 Finance with a $100 deposit, and all of those are linked right down below. I'll catch you all in the next video, which I made a video earlier on Virgin Galactic, my thoughts on that, what I'm doing with the stock. I'll link that down below. I'll pop it up here if you guys want to check it out. I'll see you there. Thanks for tuning in again. As always, keep crushing the market. Stay safe out there, guys. Happy 4th of July. Have a great long weekend. I'll catch you guys in the next video.